Yeah, it's like cake and shit. Cake. I had problems. Like, I don't know if it was because I wasn't careful, but now it's on minimum. It's on minimum because because as you can see, it kind of got broken. Maybe because I didn't push it all the way. But what I noticed is brownies I could freeze, right? Brownies I could freeze. Okay, and it had good taste. It still has good taste, right? If you heat it up and whatever. But if I froze cake, like let's just say cake, right? But if I froze cake, it had bad taste. So then I got this little freezer, you know, and cake, literally cake in this shit. Like cake, like literally cake. But maybe yeah, this water like you're supposed to like that. That's supposed to be like the chocolate on top. That topping is like so bad. It said four. It said like 4 deciliters. Um, but now I used 2 deciliters instead, and it was still really bad. No, it said 5 deciliters actually. But then now I used 2 deciliters, and it was still kind of the chocolate on top was like really like it still was. It still felt like it was so. It was like almost like running water, almost a little bit. So it might even be. But this, yeah, in the freezer, I wonder how long it will last though, and still taste good. Um, because it, I think it said if you freeze, if you freeze, um, if you freeze, I think that's what it said. It said, if you freeze pizza, it can last. It can last like for like 6 months or something in the freezer, something like that. Um, yeah, it's interesting. The brownies taste good in that, but the cake tasted bad. But maybe it'll taste better. Maybe it'll taste better if it's actually frozen in a good freezer, like in a real freezer. That's a real freezer, so maybe it'll taste better in the freezer, right? Um, but the brownies taste good if it's frozen in the refrigerator. So I don't know. Um, there might be some, yeah. There's a difference in thickness, right? Because brownies aren't so thick, and cake tends to be like. I think there's more substance in the cake, so. But yeah, I wonder, like how. I wonder if it's gonna taste good if it's in the freezer. If it's frozen in the freezer, how long it's gonna taste good. So that's yeah, that's something.